venture into data analysis myself, not data science, which is obviously the more advanced level of it. At the heart of this, it speaks literally to understanding what do you want to understand from the data. For example, here on the home run, Helmut and I will always also delve into the final products of data, which is usually these statistical reports, the graphs, the nice visualizations, which helps us to convey the message to our listeners.
Okay, that part is now where you use now Power BI as a tool
because
to create those beautiful visuals and stuff. Yeah.
Now BI does is if you think about BI, it sounds like it would be at the end. But usually there was also an earlier format of starting off from this thing. What would some of those earlier formats have been? Because you highlighted, if you take a look at eHealth, you'd have to start from somewhere.
Yes.
There's a starting point.
Yes.
What would that starting point, if we look at it today, what would it look like today?
Look, the starting point basically is collecting data, right?
Yeah.
You need to mine the data. That's where you start. And on top of that, that's where now your system is built on, using several tools. But for me, you first need to gather the information that you need. You build your data sets. You train your data your data sets with stuff like with machine learning. You can train your models and stuff based on a specific output that you want. It's like, okay, I'm training it to predict maybe X amount of taxis that are passing this robot, or okay, back to eHealth. We want to see like how many patients sort of has
a specific condition.
Specific conditions and stuff. So you start collecting data and then you train your model on that data before you can even build your visuals and your reports and stuff like that. So as Namibia, and it's a very interesting thing, it's to be honest, we are a bit behind with our own data due to the fact that we don't really have been using data as we are using it now today.
Or as we see how important it becomes.
So this is now the time where everyone is running around and saying, this data, I can use it for A, B, and C.
Yeah. Or we need to be data mining or generate the databases. It's an interesting thing that you highlight there, Mac, because one of the first things I saw usually when I ventured into this discussion also about data analysis is, okay, there are certain sets of data. Helmut and I, we last year had a discussion about data operability, how you can leverage, let's say, from one data gathering authority. Was it this year or last year? Just before
the interoperability.
Yeah. So let's, for example, say like Ministry of Health would have a data set here, let's say about diseases, and then ultimately Ministry of Home Affairs has a data set here, potentially of people coming in and going out. And sometimes how those two data sets can even speak to each other. But even in that scenario, you can see the mountain of data that they generate. Now, in this particular discussion, is it key to think that the function of business intelligence is a foreign concept? Because at the heart of everything, any accountant will tell you that Excel is the best data analysis tool.
See, that is a mindset that we are trying to change here in Namibia,
Yeah.
People are very old school, paper-based. It's like we are afraid to adapt to where the world is going, and that is making us as Namibians, or as Namibia as a country, fall behind. You know, we are afraid to the new stuff. And this stuff basically is the ones that will make our life easier. If we have data-driven decisions, you can improve on your operations. You can reduce your costs, your cost and stuff like that. But when it comes to, look, it's not 100% a foreign concept. Basically. It has been there. Private sectors are using it. Maybe a bit in the government as well. But the thing is, it's just how we are thinking as locals here to be able to adapt to such.
So it's like an implementation aspect,
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Helmut, your side?